What's going on? Coach Hunter, personal trainer and nutrition coach. And in this video, we're talking about Jessica Simpson. She lost 100 pounds in 6 months. 6 freaking months. That's a ton of weight to lose in 6 months. How did she do it? We're going to talk about it. And also, why is she getting so much hate? Guys, look at her Instagram. Let me read these comments for you. Oh my God, please eat way too thin. Focusing on body size and being praised to still fit in a certain size. Great way to promote disordered eating and poor body image. And then there was like a backhand slap here which sounded supportive. I don't think this person wanted to be mean or anything, but they said, Jessica, you are absolutely gorgeous when you are curvy and natural. I know you are proud of your progress. I'm glad you are, but these pictures and size is so concerning. This has me just super heated because no matter what you think of her picture and the progress that she's made, you have no right to go onto her social media profile and comment, hey, you think she's too thin, you think she's too fat, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. There's been so much talk about fat shaming in the world. Well, this is just as bad. And look, here is why. Here's why. Because if these people actually cared about her health, they would realize that you commenting on a social media post, just attacking the visual appearance of her, is like one of the worst things you could ever do if she actually had an eating disorder, which she may or she may not. I don't know. That's her personal thing. But this is a call to you to stop doing this. Stop commenting on social media about people's appearance, even if you don't know them. Look, maybe if they're your family, maybe there's someone you're really close to and you are really concerned about their health, then have a personal talk with them, right? Talk to them in person, sit them down and say, look, like, I am concerned. But this is not a thing for social media because she's getting hundreds and thousands of comments like this. And what can that do for her psyche, especially because she has worked hard to get these results? Because now we're going to go over how she did it. Right? And her goal, according to her coach, was that she wanted to not only lose weight and lose 100 pounds in 6 months, but she also wanted to do it so she looked more confident. She looked fierce. She wanted to look fierce and feel energized in a sustainable way. And guess what? Her weight loss was over 7 or 8 months ago. So she has maintained it. So let's talk about how she's doing this. And we're going to put this first part aside. But look, just consider what you comment on social media, because it doesn't matter what you think. Everybody has their own battles. Everybody has their own thing that they go through. And whether she has an eating disorder or something going on or she doesn't, it does not matter. And I'm not saying she does, by the way. I'm just saying keep your freaking words to yourself, because it is doing nothing but making this planet a worse place. So now let's dive into what her and her trainer have done for her to see this success, and is it actually sustainable? Is it something that I would recommend as a coach? And I'll tell you right now, I think the goal of losing 100 pounds in 6 months is extremely aggressive. I think it's counterproductive in a lot of ways, and I think most people, if they've lost that amount of weight in that short of time, you're going to end up gaining it back over time. However, she's proved that she's been able to maintain her progress. So let's dive into what she's doing and what her coach said she did. So first off, one thing that's important to note is she started at 240 pounds and now she's lost 100 pounds. So she's somewhere around 140. But her coach actually said that her weight loss included her giving birth to her 10-pound, 13-ounce daughter. So that is 10 pounds off the 100 that it was her daughter. So she actually lost 90 pounds. Now, the other thing to consider too is after you were pregnant, you lose a percentage of weight over those first few months, right? Your body gets rid of lots of fluids, your uterus shrinks back down to the normal size, and just an estimation for what's typical there. Most of the time after you have a baby in the first 2 months, you're gonna lose about 12 to 20 pounds in those fluids. So let's just say that she lost 10 pounds from her baby and she lost 15 pounds in fluid. That would mean instead of 100-pound like actual fat loss, she probably lost somewhere around 75 pounds. So that makes this transformation seem a lot more reasonable. All right, so let's break this down and take a look at, over the 6 months, how many calories would she have needed to have been in a deficit? We talk about calorie deficit a lot of the time on this channel, and all that is means that your body, you're eating less calories than your body's burning. So how much calories would she have been able to eat if she was on this diet? She lost 75 pounds in 6 months. Let's take a look. So we know that 1 pound of fat is equal to 3,500 calories. So that means that if we multiply 3,500 times 75, okay, that's 262,500 calories. And now let's just break that down over days. So 6 months, let's see.
1 hour later.
So that would have mean that she would have needed to be in a deficit of 1,442 calories a day on average. So how do you do that? How do you do that? And how can you make that sustainable? So just to put this in perspective, let's see, the average woman eats about 1,800 calories a day. So that would mean that the average woman, in order to see this type of progress, would need to eat 400 calories a day in order for this to be achievable. But that's not considering the additional exercise that she put into place here. There's also one other factor to put into play here that is being missed out on. So on average, when you are breastfeeding, which she was doing, I found the pictures that she was breastfeeding, okay, you can burn up to an extra 500 to 700 calories per day. So it's pretty normal to breastfeed for about 6 months after pregnancy, which was the amount of time that her transformation was in. Let's take the low end there and say 500 calories off of this 1442 deficit. Minus 500. Okay, that would mean that in order for her to see these results, she would have needed to be in a 942 calorie deficit. So that means that if she was the average person, average woman eating 1,800 calories a day, okay, that she would have needed to only eat 900 calories a day. So that's still a little aggressive, but much more doable already. So let's figure out what else she was doing and go from there. Her coach pointed out that she began with 6,000 steps a day, and she started to progress up, and now she is at the point where she's walking 14,000 steps a day. So she was being very active. She's doing that every single day. So just getting those steps in is going to allow her to burn more calories and therefore eat more food. So the guess is, she was eating much more than 900 calories a day. She was also doing 3 to 4 days of resistance training. So working her muscles, okay, probably doing everything that she could to maintain her muscle mass throughout that period. She was eating 3 meals a day and 2 snacks, and she had cheat meals. She didn't have cheat days. Cheat days are probably a little aggressive if you are trying to lose weight. A cheat meal allows you to still enjoy it, but it's not going to completely screw up, the hard work that you've put up in the week. A cheat day can absolutely really mess you up, especially depending on how aggressive you go on that cheat day. Her trainer said if you take enough steps per day, you don't need to starve yourself food-wise. And if you eat properly, you don't need to run a marathon. Look, I would agree with that. If you get plenty of steps in through the day, it's great because it's a low impact exercise. Almost anybody can do it. And it also doesn't make you overly hungry. If you do some types of exercise, like you're really hungry after, tending to be the more intense exercise, at least for myself personally, but walking I found actually suppresses my appetite and it gives me something to do. Because if I'm walking, then I'm not doing nothing and I'm not bored. And when I get bored, that often leads me to overeat or have cravings to eat. So walking is going to help in so many different ways other than just the calories that she burned. So what can we learn from Jessica Simpson's transformation here? 1, she did strength training. That's awesome. I agree with that. Strength training is going to help you maintain your muscle mass. 2, she ate frequently throughout the day. She did not do anything overly aggressive. The trainer said the goal was not to include any extreme diets or radical forms of exercise. It does not sound like they did that, or at least they're not telling us that, right? She ate 3 meals a day and 2 snacks, prioritizing lean proteins and vegetables. And she'd chew on some mints or something that would help her prevent sugar cravings, because I guess her diet was a little bit on the lower sugar end. Look, one thing I love that Jessica wrote in one of her Instagram posts was, woke up before all 3 kiddos to get my steps in and spend time with me, myself, and I, she wrote. move for your own mental health. So this shows that, you know, what her coach had said about this was more than just weight loss for her. This was a mental thing. This is true. This Instagram post supports that. And I agree. Walking is a form of meditation in some ways. It lets you to give some time to yourself, get away from the world, escape it a little bit, and give back to yourself. So look, if you're not walking now, I highly recommend it. If not, you can run, but like I like walking more. Either one is gonna get the job done. So bottom line, guys, be freaking nicer to people on social media. Stop commenting stupid stuff, whether you think somebody's too fat or you think somebody's too thin, it doesn't matter. Realize that everybody's got their own shit, all right? Everybody's got their own battles that they're fighting with, and you are in no position, unless you are like extremely close to them or a family member or a spouse or whatever, you're in no position to insult them or to be critical of them. And also in a way that they're pretty defenseless. Like, it's just terrible, and that's what causes mental issues is other people telling you this, especially imagine if you're Jessica Simpson. Thousands of people commenting you this type of stuff, talking about your body image. Look, she really worked hard for a period of her life. She was overweight, she wasn't healthy, and now she's feeling really good. She's feeling confident, she has the energy. At least that's what she's telling us. So if that's it, then let it be, guys. Let it be. And if she does have some issue in her mental health, that's up to her. But we're not the ones to judge, okay? And also, look, you see what worked for her. You see what worked for her. Calorie deficit, strength training, frequent meals, not being too strict. She had some cheat meals. She ate vegetables and lean proteins, foods that fill you up but don't have a ton of calories. You can do that. You can totally do that. That's completely doable. Guys, you can do this too. You don't have to go for 100 pounds in 6 months. I think that's a little crazy. And when you do it that fast, you do tend to lose some muscle mass too. We don't want to lose the muscle mass, okay? But even if you did half of that, right? Like, what, 75 minus whatever, 37? Is that what it would come to? 37.5 pounds in 6 months? That's not bad. That's reasonable. That's reasonable, and you can make that happen. So look, I've got another video you're gonna love. It's actually about J-Lo and her workout and diet routine and what she did to just have a freaking awesome performance for the Super Bowl. You can click that right here. And also, if you're new to this channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, hit the like button. We talk about celebrity fitness, celebrity health, what they're doing, and also just general health and fitness all the time. So clicking on this video is also gonna help feed my 2 tuxedo cats. Look, they're hungry, and when they're hungry, they get hangry. And you won't like them when they're hangry.